Hey, my chickadees. Welcome back to the Back 40. It's Juju. I'm back with our On the Case. Okay. Now, I'm going to go through. I finished the journal. I finished setting up. I went on and finished decorating. I got the case board together, the crime board together. I got everything together. I'm going to go through it all, go through the case. What you don't want to see, just fast forward it. More hurt my feelings because I won't know unless you tell me. And then we can get through this because I'm excited and I love it. I really, really like this book. Okay, the cover I made just using a file folder because I wanted, like I told you before, keep it kind of organic. So I used a file cover, an old one that was going to be trashed. And I put this on the spine. That's new. I left the back blank. And the front, I didn't do anything else to, I don't think. I think that was the same as before. And I just put that closure on it. Okay, when you open her up, let's hold on to your britches. We're going to go back soon. Don't pay attention to my messy desk. Okay. Now, I got sinus drainage, I'm sorry. Okay, the inside, I had to do a little mixed media, couldn't help it. This just set me off. I had to do it. So I've got, I found a stamp. It said fiction detective on it. So I printed off for that one, put go time here. Then I put some jelly print stuff and stamping that I did there. And I painted this and just sewed it and put me some pink down because, I got to have pink. I used me a stamp and put notes here because my other stamps hadn't came in yet for the crime stuff. And then on this side, I did some acrylic and glue and just some stuff and made the little seal stuff and made a tab for notes. And then on this side, I decorated it with her. Okay, all this, I please put my number dates on the information that we have, but that's all my detective notes and places for me to write notes. And then I decorated this one on the back with the cross, do not cross paper and the printout of what the YouTube looks like. On this side, I've got my suspects section. So I just decorated it up because it just makes me happy. And then again, I did this tab with some the acrylic spray inks that I made up. And I made me some blood. Look at this, y'all. I made some blood ink. It looks like blood. Okay, then on the back, I just used that same game. And put that on the back. On this side here, I used one of her printers that she had for us. And I made a hide pocket. And this is where I can stick my extra pictures and my crime investigators for when I set up my subjects. My suspects. And then this is where I have my suspects. I have their suspect card here, their picture, and then my notes about them and about what they did in the crime scene. And that goes through all of them that we've covered so far, or that I think we've covered so far. And then on the back, I just put one of these little scrap sheets on it that had the bloody handprint. This is our evidence folder. So I put the evidence across it, and then I have some extra evidence stuff I stuck in there. Put a little evidence tracker on it. And then you open it up, and we have all of our evidence that we've collected so far. There's our key, and then we have our letter that we had, our wheel. There's the cell phone. That's her doing the DNA testing, the ring, the location, the murder weapon, the bird, the book pages. I think that's maybe it so far. And then I just used some more pink and red and black sprays and paints and did the tab for that. This is about our victim. So this is all about our victim and what's going on. So it's got the breaking news, alerting Ravenwood of the article on his death, the crime investigation, all of these books that he did, the book pages in back symbolizing, you know, the crime scene. And then here we have his toe tag, you know, his outline, blood. That's the library that he was found in, his pen, and that's him. Okay, so we did that up. And the outside is a book cover I got from Kim, and then I used my black paint, and then I used my blood spray on it. And I used, to distress it a little, I used the, what is that, barn door? What's that called? Fire brick distress ink on that. Okay, this one over here is our report side. So I just decorated this up, and I printed out a Detective Fiction Weekly comic and cut that off and just put that here and made a little pocket. And then you open it up, and this has the list right now that I know of our detectives on it. We went over that one on the last video. And then it goes into this section. Oh, on this one, this is some scraps, because you know we're all about using up. I wasn't supposed to get anything new. The whole personal challenge I have set is to use all this junk that I found, all this fussy cut and everything that I found when I cleaned and organized the craft room up. But I did get a little few things. But anyway, because I don't have anything crime-based. So when I was looking around, I saw this most famous fictional detective, and I thought, oh, she says that. So I printed that out, and behind it I used that scrap material that I had made covered one of the journals with, and I stuck that back there because it just made me happy and looked pretty against that blue. On this side we got a detective again like before. And this is the report section, and this is where I have all of the printouts of all of the reports. So when I went through reading the reports and stuff, if it was not a personal interview but a report of a forensic report or an autopsy or anything like that, I highlighted it pink and put a little pink dot on it, so when I flip through the pages looking for a report, it'll be easier for me to locate. And these are extra pages. Then on the back, I just took some scraps of the belly band and scraps of the do not cross tape and made a belly band. I'm sorry, I took the, you know what I mean. Okay, on this side, I have the same thing, except I used some gray paint, spray paint, ink paint, and did this tab for the headlines. And this is where I have all of the news articles on this one here. Okay, and then the back here, I decorated it with her and some, you know, splatters. And this is where I was keeping the crime board back here and clipping it with a little Tim Holtz clip. Okay, but then when I got through, it made kind of too, you know, ooky, so I just laid it up here. Okay, on this one, this is our crime board. I got our notes here too. Okay, now, I don't know how, it's big. Now, I made my crime board out of 2 folders, 2 of the legal size folders. So this came in that paper pack that I printed off for the crime detective no crossing stuff. So I put this on the outside on both sides to cover it up. So when you open it up, it opens up like this. And you just unfold it, and it lays out. And it's long. See how long it is? Okay, on this side of the world here, we have our motive section, about the victim, the timeline. And down here we have those that alibied out, and just our witness section. We can put our just witnesses up there. And then it goes to the timeline. Here would have been the blueprint of the murder, or a picture of the murder scene with the locations. So I put a Post-it note there and put where the security cameras and stuff was picking up or not picking up here. And then here on this side of the world, we have the this is evidence. I just listed out the evidence here, and our suspects. And then down here we have questions. So as we're going through this and working on it with our brain and stuff, if we come up with a question, we can write it down. Okay. So this is the part where I take my notes, because this is my first impression of a case. I took my notes while I was going through and watching her videos. When I started putting my crime books together, I would sit and watch her videos while I was doing that and listen to them. And I wrote down my first impressions and what I thought. So when I got through, that was on this sheet. So then when I got through and went through and started reading stuff, I started writing out the timeline and stuff. So I wanted to go through that and then look at the first impressions to make sure that I picked everything up from the videos and what I thought. Okay, my impression. Oh, let me give you a little background history first on him. He is Gilbert McCabe, and he is an author of children's horror books. He was a man who was all into his work and stuff. He had a family and a daughter, an estranged brother. His wife is the only one that gives his account of their relationship, and they were a team. It was a strain on it because he was such a workaholic and all involved in his work, and it took him away from her a lot. But, you know, they seemed to make it work, according to her. He had a routine where he would get up, especially when he was, like, in the zone. He would get up and go to the library where he was found murdered. And it is a privately owned library in Georgia, a little quaint town in Georgia. But it was open to the public, and he had his own little corner spot, and, you know, he was a regular there and would go there from the time he got up and stayed till all hours of the night. The library would stay open, like 12, 1 o'clock at night. It was, you know, had some little strange hours, and it was a strange little mysterious building. So he was particularly in the zone this time. And he went there that morning, and he had stayed until he was found that night. He has a little mysterious air about him, you know, a little quirky kind of thing. So, on the timeline, it was, so far, you know, not too much. That's basically kind of, you know, what he did. He had a brother that they were estranged from. His parents had died in a crash when he was younger. And this lady, their friend of the family, you know, raised him. They lived with her, and she took care of him and stuff until he got up older. And, you know, they have a relationship where they still talk, and, you know, it's a little strained at times, but, you know, they still talk to her. A couple of weeks before his death, there was a witness said that he had a heated argument with an unknown person. A couple of days before that, he was noted in the bookstore, one of his regular haunts, and he seemed to be a little more disturbed and distracted than usual. A few days before his death, he asked to see the actual murder weapon. You know, not from just the head librarian, but also from the manager, curator of the library. He tried to get it from both of them. And then it goes into that morning. He was seen by somebody walking to the library around 7-ish, 8 o'clock in the morning. He was walking to the library. And that's where he was until his body was found there that night. Also, during this time frame, he was seen or overheard to have been having an argument with an unknown woman. a very heated discussion with an unknown woman, and then also a very heated discussion with an unknown man. So the timeline is he gets to the library, and he's there. He's seen on the cameras. Now the night, it was very stormy. Very lightning. It interfered with electrical stuff and everything. It was a real stormy, spooky night. And so the cameras were not all functioning. They say that's the reason why. Who knows? Maybe somebody rigged them so they could kill him. But so they did pick him up on surveillance and stuff. 9:15 was the last time he was seen in his normal corner. Then it also says that at 9:15 they saw him in his regular corner, and then at 9:45, between 9:15 and 9:45, he's seen going into the bookshelf section of the library where the murder site, where his body was found. That's the last time he was seen, was at 9:15. The time of death by the ME is from 8 o'clock until 10 o'clock. So between that time is the time of death. So he was seen at 9:15. So we know between 9:15 and 10 o'clock is when the actual murder would have occurred. But then his body was found at 11:45. So between 9:15 and 10 by the ME, he got killed. And then from us knowing he's dead, 9:15 to 23:45. So that is how it happened. So between 9:15 and 23:45, somebody came upon him and stabbed him with a quill pen, an antique quill pen, in the heart, and killed the man dead as a doornail. So there we go. That's what happened to poor old Gilbert. Bless his heart and rest his soul. Now, why did he get killed? Right now, I think the motive is a personal vendetta. And, we can't just, that personal, either a love-hate thing or a professional love-hate thing. Of course, money is always the issue. So those are my top 3 reasons for his murder. And the reason I think I put number 1 as a personal vendetta is because the weapon was symbolic, which means it meant something. So it was a personal meaning, a symbolic meaning. And then the ME said that it was a forceful strike that happened suddenly and would have took him by surprise. So you got to have some feelings to stab somebody real hard all of a sudden with a pen. I'm just saying, that's some serious hate there. Okay, then on this side of the world, these are my suspects and why I think that they're our number 1 suspects. Okay, we have Marcus. This is my Marcus. My Marcus looks like this. He is, and then I put the age on here because, after reading the stuff, I didn't look at the age. So some of my pictures do not match the age, but they're on there now, so we're going to go with it. So I put the age on the card. So we will know if we need their age in relation to if they have strength to stab somebody or not. Okay, so Marcus is the curator of the library. He is 45, and he has a bird named Cookie. Evelyn is the head librarian. She is 56. Bless her heart, she's had a hard life there. But she's 56, and she's a no-nonsense kind of woman. And she's my second, she's running in second place now. Then I have Miss Nora Thompson. She's running in third place. Miss Nora is 48. But she looked like she should be the nosy little lady of the town who keeps up everything. Says she doesn't gossip, but it's a small town and she just has to keep up with stuff. Miss Nora is a gossiper and she knows it and she knows everybody's business. And, you know, people who knows everybody's business and secrets and stuff wind up causing some troubles. So she up there. And she's also up there because I told y'all it was lightning. It was thundering and lightning. It was messing with the lights. All that spooky. So you know electricity was in the air. And she out walking that dog. What the hell? Okay. Yeah. She walked the dog in the storm. The storm. Like a tornado coming storm. Alright, so anyhow, that's why she number 3, because she's stupid enough to walk a dog when it's storming. Then number 4, I have Victoria. Victoria is the last living relative of this Ravenwood family, who is the like founding father family, you know, old money, was there when the town was, you know, built kind of stuff. And she's the last living relative. I also have her up there kind of high because we don't know much about her right now. I think she's just been introduced. But I have her up there kind of high because she's the one that gave this lock and key thing, her family, you know, her aunt that was right before her. Okay. She donated to the library to house this antique quill that got killed. And there were only 2 keys. And these 2 people had the only 2 keys. Okay. How do we know that Victoria didn't keep a key? You know, maybe her folks kept a key. And she got the key. And she had a love affair with him. Or some old family hate or something. And she decided to stab his ass. I'm just saying. You know, worse has happened. For a little bit of nothing. And there's some old, you know, there's some family history going on there. You know, some Hatfield and McCoy kind of stuff. So, you know, back 40, we were just stabbed him. I'm just saying. Then we got this lady down here. Now, I stuck her on here because I hadn't got the question about the alibis yet. So I just had to put her on here because I ain't alibied her out yet. So these people down here are on here because I hadn't alibied yet. But they're main characters of the story enough to get put on the board until they get alibied. Okay, so this is Eleanor Sinclair. She's 47. She is the former editor of Gilbert. Now, she's just recently the former editor of Gilbert. And Gilbert was supposed to be this big, you know, he was doing real good. So, y'all know money's the root of all evil. So, you know, maybe she got ticked off that they had this argument and he cut her loose. So, you know, she stabbed his butt. So, she's on here. These last 3 are the family members. This little lady here is Miss Beatrice. Miss Beatrice Corn is the other founding family member. You know, that's her family is the other well-to-do family member. And she and this lady's aunt that passed away were best, you know, they were close friends and kind of bridged the gap between these 2 families, supposedly, until one night 20-something years ago, something happened at one of their galas. The family had a little going on and they kind of got a little estranged. You see what I'm saying? That's some paint and play stuff. That's why they on there. You never know. You know, she might wind up being her kid, or Gilbert might wind up being the kid, and because there's some kind of secret from what these other people got overheard fussing and carrying on about, you know, that the secrets are going to be revealed and that kind of stuff. So, that's what that was saying. The man, unknown man over here. These are my unknown man, unknown woman. These are the 2 unknowns. They're over here on the suspect list because I don't know who they are. I don't know if they're one of these people or if they're a new person. So we got 2 unknowns. Okay, so that might have been some family reveal stuff. We don't know. It possibly could be now. You know how that stuff happens. Okay, down here, this little sassy chick down here is Gilbert's daughter. I forgot the wife. I gotta put her on here too. I gotta go get her. I had made his wife up. Okay, I forgot to make his wife up. All right. Well, this is Gilbert's daughter. Gilbert's daughter's on here just because I don't have an alibi for her. She's 23 years old, and she had an okay relationship with her daddy, except for he was an present daddy, but he wasn't there, if you know what I mean. You know, he was all about his work and stuff, but he took care of him. And, you know, he was with his mama, and they were together in the house and everything, but he just, you know, he just wasn't there mentally. So I just stuck her on there. Maybe she got some daddy issues or something. So I stuck her on there. This dude here that's looking like he's done got caught by surprise is, cause he's gonna be caught by surprise, cause that's Henry, the estranged brother. And Henry, the estranged brother, I don't even know at this point if he knows that Gilbert is dead or not. But they had a falling out for some reason or another. And, you know, again, that's more of a family secret. We don't know why, but they had a falling out and became estranged. And it's been some years since they've talked to each other. So he's on here because we don't know what's going on. Okay, this dude, Barney 5, is the library curator. And he didn't make my suspect list because, you know, he just cleaned up for him. But I'm going to keep him in a little pack because you never know. He might wind up being his daddy or something. Never know about 05. Okay. This one is Oliver Grimm. Oliver Grimm was just one of the guys who overheard a conversation. So he's kind of like a witness kind of thing. But, you know, he's been said a couple of times. So you never know about him either. This lady is Harriet Bishop. Harriet Bishop, I put over here just because and I got her picture looking like that, because she could be a psycho. Because she regularly, on a regular basis, checks out Gilbert's novels from the library and hangs around there a little bit over and over and over again. So there might be something with this one. Or she just might be a fan, and I'm talking bad about her. Who knows? She might be President's Fan Club or something. So I left them over here because I might have to pull them back out. Now, I've got to make a picture of his wife up. I don't have a picture of his wife, but I got to make a picture of his wife to go on here because she has not been ruled out. And she is the spouse, and he did have life insurance and a will. Not enough to kill him, I wouldn't think. I think he probably makes just as much alive as he's dead, but they didn't tell us the amount or anything. But the money is left to his wife and his daughter and a few charitable organizations. So, that's my thinking of what I was done that. Now, I got some questions that we need to follow up on. Okay, like I really think there's another key floating out there. I really, really do. Because I don't think these two people would, you know, just leave the stuff laying around so somebody can get to it. But it don't say that they kept. So, you know, where's the key? You know, I'm like, Christy, where's the key at? You know, do y'all keep the key? Y'all both gone doing something and somebody wants to get in there and see the stuff? They got to call and make an appointment? Or do you stop what you're doing and run and let them in? What's the deal? Where's the key? And then I still think Victoria might have the key. So that's the key over here for that. So that's the key. Okay? I mean, just the key. And then the killer. Okay, when we did the autopsy and they talked about the striking force and and then the angle of it where it went to the left ventricle of the heart. What about the person? Left-handed blow, right-handed blow, you know, were they above him? Were they behind him? What was the angle of the kill? So that's two of the main questions that popped off in my head when I was writing the board up. Then that is it on this side, except for the case number And then these are the evidence that we had so far. We have an earring. The earring that belongs to Mama. Okay, it was found 20 meters, which I gotta look, see how far that is. But anyway, 20 meters from the side entrance, supposed to be really close to from the base of the tree. Okay, then, so that's why she's on here. That was the earring, and it was a antique earring that this woman here had commissioned to make for this woman here as a present. Because they were best friends, supposedly, or something. Who knows? That might have been lovers. Never know. Okay, then there's, the life insurance money. There was been no changes in it for 6 months. It is split between the wife and daughter and a few charitable organizations. So, there's the ink out of the pen. It was in the body. But I don't know if the ink in the body was the ink from the pen. We're waiting on the autopsy report. What do you call that? Where they do the analysis. But there is the ink. It's a rare ink with a rare pigment that's made for historical documents. That's why he's number 1. He is a writer also, and he says he's been envious of Mr. Mann, and he's a historical fictional writer. And he's a curator of the museum that has the antique stuff. And he has the ability to get that ink. So does she, but he does too. So that's why that's there. Partial prints are on the quill. Still waiting to see about this partial prints. There was some DNA on the quill. Still waiting on our DNA results. Also, his murder scene that was set up mirrors the stories in his books. And I have a question. These book pages they found. Okay? It said several of his books. Which ones? Maybe that's a clue. Maybe that's a clue. Because he's got some names. If you look on his names of his books, he got some names on them books. It might be a particular reason. Or it might have been first come, first grab. Who knows? But anyway, Detective Nightshade, he's a lead detective. Oh, I ain't put her on here either because, she's a detective. I'm waiting to see how that plays out. Because I don't think for a detective to be concerned about the way his books are affecting the youth is enough to kill him. I really don't. Not for a detective. She could, harm him other ways. So I didn't put her as a thing. But anyway, she's a lead detective on there. And, she might have some stuff going on, so we need to keep check on that. Let's see, the ink in the body. We talked about that. They found his cell phone. Now, his cell phone had no pertinent information that would immediately have anything to do with the case. But, they're keeping it because it's got his contacts and stuff. So right now, we don't know if he called Pizza Hut to talk to somebody or what. That might come back up. So it's on there. Also, on the autopsy report, because of the prints and the partial prints and stuff, Emmy said that the person probably was wearing gloves. So I put some gloves up there. And then there is another reason he number 1 is his little birdie Cookie. First of all, he's up here because he named that bird Cookie. But anyhow, Cookie here lives at the library. And his room is adjacent to the main entrance area of the hospital that's close to where he got killed at. And he was heard on one of the tapes, video auto recording tapes of the library when they analyzed it, of saying no, don't. And it was supposed to have been a bird's voice mocking, saying no, don't. And that was heard at 9:45 on the audio tape. So they, which is the time he went to the stacks, which is within that time frame that he got killed. So maybe somebody called him over to the stacks. Maybe he heard something, went over to the stacks. He went on them stacks and he got whacked. So, anyhow. The issue with the camera footage, I talked about that when I first came on. That's another thing, you know. It wasn't really the storm because it was intermittent. You know, and it was intermittent at some really interesting times when you look at the timeline. So that might come back up. And let's see, we talked about there's some video stuff still out. There's some tissue sampling still out. There's some DNA on the pin and some DNA on the earring that's still out. But you know, Mama here admitted to having the earring missing. She wasn't very cooperative with it, but you know, she 83 and rich. Old rich. And she 83. So she might not known that the earring was missing, really. And she wasn't cooperative with them, and she lied to the detectives. She told me it'd been a couple of weeks since she'd been to the library, and this lady over here said that she had just seen her a couple of days, you know, before he died at the library. But again, she 83. She might be sharp as a tack, or she may not be. Who knows? All right. When I set this up, it's pretty, you can see I just use pencils and to write and erase and all that on it because it's a working board. And then for my suspects, I use Velcro dots and cards. And then I use playing cards. And I also used, master boards. To use to put the suspects and stuff on. I'll keep everything together because it flips up and flips up. But then on the back, because this flips up here. Okay, this flips up like a photo shirt. This flips to the back. This witness section flips up here, and the motive section folds in this way, like a flippy flop journal. Okay, and then on the inside back of it, I glued where it would be folded up out of the way. Let me flip over to the back, April. Here we go. Where it would fold over out of the way where the motive is, I made a gusset envelope where I could put in my cards and keep the cards that I wasn't using or didn't think, and then it folds up and it keeps it in so it won't fall out. And then to hold everything together, I took my little holder here that I sprayed with that same yellow ink that's on the tabs and my blood ink because I like my blood ink. So that keeps everything together. Now, first impressions. Talked about it being stormy. We had the time of death on there. We had the conversations where somebody told him that they stole his story. That was the woman. Supposedly had stole her story and everything, and he was going to get his, you know, just desserts for that. And then we have the man, the tall unknown man, who said that the secrets were going to be revealed and stuff that Oliver witnessed. We have that on there. I've got Marcus on there with the keys, Evelyn with the keys, and Victoria I questioned because I think that chick got a key. Let's see. I got Nora on here walking that dog and dead gum storm. But you know, she might be cuckoo for Coco's. The dog gets upset. The dog was restless. Maybe she just walks the dog because the dog, you know, runs the household. Who knows? We got the weapon. We got those results back. We got all that done. These are the people. Oh, I got this chick down here. I got to find a picture for her. I've been looking. I ain't found one that I like yet. But down here, we have this section that was brought up. Now, I think it's just somebody that was just trying to get some attention. But who knows? Who knows? But you might need to go over there with Harriet. Her name is Isabella Moonshade. She's kind of a psychic, you know, mystical type person. And she went to, now nobody has interviewed her. Nobody has gone to her. She went to the Gazette and talked to the editors and got them to interview her. And she said that it is, here we go. Okay, she said that it is a symbolic killing, and it is, you know, on the lines of an occult significance. So, there's this mysterious, you know, occult factor been thrown in there. But that could be, you know, that extra sidebar, get you confused, muddle the water kind of thing. But I'm looking for me a little picture lady that pops out and says it's moonshine. So that's it. All my stuff is done. Now all I've got to do is go back and just, since I've read all the background, got my case line together, had the case in my head pretty good. Now I got to go back and rewatch the videos that Christy has done up until this point to make sure there wasn't anything I missed, since I kind of have everything in my head that she's done. And it was pretty good. I caught all of those things on the first impression. And the things I had questioned about wind up being answered through that information that was given to us. So that's where we are. Those are my thoughts and what I think. And I'm raring to go. So, you know, I might be off in left field, not knowing what the patoot nanny I'm talking about. So you need to run on over there and join me. Go on, if you haven't yet, go on over to 4 a.m. Junk Journals on YouTube, and the stuff's down in the description. Run on over there and watch her videos. She's got the whole thing on the playlist. Just go over there and look for case on the case 2024. Click on it and just watch them. It goes from beginning all the way through her 100-day projects where she was doing her journal and everything. Just go look at all that up. If there's anything you want me to show you or tell you how I did or show it to you or whatever, just leave it down in the comments. And then you can also go over to 4 a.m. Junk Journals and Paper Arts on Facebook, because that's where she's got all of the events in there that has all of the information that you can get, like the reports and everything is all listed on there. And then, you know, there's a little group over there where we all discuss this and everything. So you still have plenty of time, especially if you get all excited and all keyed up about it like I did. You really got plenty of time. So go on over there, look at that, do that, and come back and play with me. This is fun. I have had the most fun these last few days. First of all, make the journal, because I was going to just throw the journal together because I figured, you know, we're writing it, whatever, and get rid of it. But then the more I started playing with it and doing it, I started liking it, and I wasn't worried about if it was a good journal, if it looked good. I set out with the mindset that I was going to just throw me one together. And when I started getting it and putting it together and putting the stuff together, I started really liking it. And I have really, truly enjoyed it. So go over there and just, you know, use that same mindset. Just throw you something together. If you're worried, you know, if you're a newbie like me and you're worried about doing it just right, say, okay, I'm going to go over here and throw me one because I'm going to write all in and everything else. Just go on over there and throw you one together and you will have a blast. A blast. And I didn't use anything particular, I use stuff that I had. Those papers in there from everybody and the mama. Okay, I'm through rambling now. I swear I'm going to shorten this down some. But I've had a ball. Come have a ball with me. Come over there so you can talk and chat with me and have a good time. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Love you. Occult significant. Real. Oh, this guy going to blue. Along with the phone. Okay. She said that it is significant because it is like occult, symbolic, and realistic. Realistic. I done said that 1,500 times. Okay, she said that it is occult, symbolic, and I ain't even gonna try it. I know that word, but it's stuck in my head and just won't freaking come out. Okay. Well, we'll just reword it. Here we go.